Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 16th July 2022. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I am a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. This is my spiritual channel on YouTube, haribol trsv nectar nectar nectar. In this particular vlog or channel, in all my previous recordings, we have been discussing about our own opinions, views, and thoughts that we have gleaned through our contemplation on the material objects and meditation on the spiritual objects. Even in this particular video, we will be doing the same. It is only an extension of other videos in the channel. Yesterday, we talked about the four castes, the, the three modes of material nature, etc. In this particular video, we'll talk about the real purpose behind all this exercise that our forefathers did to come to a conclusion about spiritualism. Actually, all this exercise of bifurcating humans into divine, human, and demonic people is to make every living human entity realize himself or herself. The idea is that every living human entity should live within the boundaries of his or her karma, destiny, and personal will, and then carry on his or her spiritual and material duty to ultimately attain self realization. When a person thinks about material things in his own life, he or she is doing what is known as contemplation. On the other hand, when he or she meditates on himself or herself, it is known as meditation and it is towards spiritualism. In other words, the material understanding of oneself is through contemplation and the spiritual understanding of oneself is through meditation. Both contemplation and meditation are through the third eye, which is vertically situated and it is between the two eyebrows of a human living entity, whereas the other two eyes look into the material universe. This third eye looks within oneself to understand his or her material identity. This third eye, which is vertical in shape, is also called the pineal gland in medical terms. This pineal gland is a conical shaped gland in the brain of every living human entity. Before proceeding further, let me tell you that the first step towards self realization is not meditation but contemplation. Unless a human living entity understands his or her true material nature through contemplation, he or she cannot progress towards spiritual meditation. This material understanding of oneself is done through the main ingredient, which is none other than memory. This memory is of all the karma or deeds or destiny or will or anything that a particular living human entity goes through in his or her lifetime. Every human living entity has to go through endless births and deaths. This memory is of three types. The first is called the actual memory, or the second one is called memory, and the third one is called superconscious memory. We should understand all these three types of memory to know oneself materialistically better than the others. Now, before proceeding further into that, let me tell you that there is a crude example which will make a person understand this situation better. Contemplation is like 12th standard. Meditation and self-realization is graduation. Then the liberation is post-graduation, and deliverance is MPhil or PhD. In other words, when a person contemplates on his or her material nature, he or she is on the schoolboy or girl level only. This memory, which is used to understand the material side of a living entity, has, as I said, conscious memory, subconscious memory, and superconscious memory. The conscious memory is about what a living entity is doing in this birth in the present period. The memory of all deeds and karma of the present period are called conscious memory. Subconscious memory is memory of things which have been forgotten by the same person, but he or she did this birth or in the previous or a few births before. That is the subconscious memory. However, superconscious memory is the archive of all karma and destiny of this human living entity in his or her several infinite births and deaths in this human body form. All these three will make a particular person understand his or her actual identity and status in the society. There may be many things that we have done, but we may not understand or remember them. However, the superconscious memory in us records all these things, and when a time comes for a person to go spiritual and become self realized, to do so, before doing so, he or she has to work out every bit of karma or destiny that he or she has gathered in his or her infinite births and deaths. In other words, in case we do not do that, we are not free to go spiritual. That is, all karma of this material world has to be worked out before we go spiritual. We shall continue our discussion on this particular matter in my next video also. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject. Please give me your priceless opinions, views, ideas, etc., so that we can join everything collectively and benefit from it along with the society. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.